a dinner lit by flashlight or candle as they wait for the rolling blackouts to move on to the next community. There would be no street lights working to light up your way home through the blinding blizzard as you squint to see the dimly lit brake lights of the car ahead of you. In the heat of summer, you would be left worrying if the groceries left in your fridge and freezer will spoil before the blackouts end.
Danielle Sith is not so much a premier as she is a bought and paid for lobbyist for the oil and gas industry. Did you enjoy hearing her give her post-apocalyptic future that Albertans will live in if she's not allowed to force the black lung on Albertan kids? See, Danielle is doing her best Trump impression as she tries to flood the zone by claiming that Alberta is just not going to follow clean energy regulations that she has known about for a long time and refused to make sure that the province can abide by. Specifically, she's focused on making sure that the owners of the oil and gas industry can burn as much methane as they want instead of using renewable energy. Because Danielle only likes one type of coral and one type of people, and they're both incredibly white. Incidentally, here's a chart I stole from a website that shows that natural gas only seems like a good idea when the alternative is coal. Could Alberta use solar or wind or buy hydro from Manitoba? Sure. Would they? No, because Danielle's owners don't make bank off those options. Beyond that, the UCP is currently trying to shove their lifestyle down the throats of Albertans in the form of Bill C-54, which, according to friends of mine who actually enjoy reading legislation, would do two things. The big attention-getting feature is that it would massively lower the threshold for how many people need to sign petitions in order to trigger a stupid referendum, including separatist ones. And by the way, Alberta can't really separate because the treaties that were made with the Indigenous nations who owned the land that was Alberta were made with Canada and the Crown. So if Alberta were to stop being Canada, they would have to try and make new treaties with those Indigenous groups. And do you think any of them are going to want to negotiate with Danielle Sith? No. So if Albertans really do want to Wexit, they can feel free to head down to the border and see if the Americans will let them into Idaho. But really, this is all just farts and mirrors, because what Danielle really wants is the other part of the bill, the one that would allow her and the UCP to undo restrictions that the NDP put in place on Albertan politicians, which prevent them from openly diving into money baths like Scrooge McDuck after a weekend getting blotto with Scott Moe. That's right, Danielle is fully aware that the only chance she has to ever get elected again after the terrible job that she's been doing is to ensure that her oil daddies can openly give her and the UCP as much cash as they can snort, which will also let them buy oodles of advertising, which definitely won't bias any of the news networks. Just a reminder, Albertans, your current government isn't about serving you to create a livable society that you and your family can live in. They're about packaging you up and selling you off to the least ethical bidder. But hey, at least it's socially acceptable there to enjoy truck nuts unironically.